the honors that are of this evening, where we acknowledge our seniors and all the work they put in over the years. Before we do that, I would like to just explain one of the awards that we give away. We do two. The first is a most inspirational award, and it goes to any person in the orchestra that the students vote for who inspired them the most musically, leadership-wise, citizenship-wise. And I think that all can be said for the person who they voted for this year. And it was pretty big, it was a pretty big vote for this person. She's a very strong musician, she's an artist, she's an author, she's a violin player, she's a concert master, she's an assistant concert master, she plays in Seattle Youth Symphony Orchestra. And we're really happy to have her join us at Shorecrest High School. This year's most inspirational musician is Dalma Ashby. There are 19 seniors this year, so it's a pretty big class. Sometimes we only have a handful. This year's pushing 20. And I'm really proud of the work they've done, and what they're going to do in the future looks really remarkable. And I just want to thank them for playing so well, being such great people first and foremost, and most important of all, being good people. And to lead the list off, one of the nicest people you're going to meet is a violin player who's going to Western Washington next year to study physics, computer science, and music, and that's violin player Sam Brown. We have another violin player. This one is going to Shoreline next year. He's going to study business, biology, and then he's going to the UW to study nuclear chemistry if all works out. Sullivan Burke. This next violin player is going to the University of Washington to study biology. She has been a section principal from time to time over the years and just a really rock solid musician for us. Violinist and senior Chelsea Chen. A viola player who's also a pianist, has acted as our viola principal off and on. She's going to go study physiology at the University of Washington next year. She's a fine musician, very intelligent young woman, Josie Choi. One of the smartest people in the whole world. Fantastic musician, good violin player, and a really good guitar player for the jazz band. He's going to the University of Chicago next year. He's going to study, yeah, that's a low, all right. He's going to study biological science with a pre-med focus, and that's Ricky Cole. A cellist who's still trying to figure out what school to go to next year, but she wants to study photography and she wants to do sports therapy. Cellist Heather DeRosier. Well, this next young man wasn't able to play with us tonight because he's been out with an injury for a few weeks, and he's just made it back to school, but we really love him. He's a great bass player. He's going to the University of Wyoming. He's going to study fishery, wildlife, biomanagement, and drawing and painting. Those go really well together. I didn't know he had that in him, actually, the drawing and painting. I'd like to see a portfolio sometime. But he's going to go out west. I guess it's east. But he's going to be a University of Wyoming Cowboy, Kenny Emerson, bassist. student is a violin player, and she's done some tutoring on violin, if I recall correctly, in the past. She's also a tennis player. She's going to the University of San Diego. Well, she hasn't decided yet what her major is going to be. She's thinking about environmental science, international business, and or Spanish. Coco Hart. Another very, very smart young woman is going to the University of Washington to study biology with an environmental focus. She's a violin player, and I see her playing tennis in class because I eat my lunch in my truck at Kellogg when you guys go down there during class. So I know who is good out on the tennis court and who isn't. I don't know Katie, because I haven't seen her. But Katie Gerald, violin player. Yeah, I see a few of you, Kent. You go chase the ball sometimes, don't you? No? I know, it is. Tennis is really hard for me. Okay. This next young woman couldn't be here this evening, but we want to acknowledge her anyway. She's a golfer, just an all-around great student. She's a student leader at Shorecrest. She's going to the University of Vermont next year to study neuroscience, and that's Haley Larson, viola. Just a ton of really intelligent, gifted people in this orchestra. This next senior has been a member of All-State several times in orchestra. She's going to the University of Washington to study engineering. She's been a member of the Cascade Youth Symphony Orchestra. She's currently a member of the Seattle Collaborative Orchestra under the direction of Dr. Anna Edwards. It's a very fine orchestra. She plays violin. She's been our concertmaster, Heidi Reesing. Just wanted to make sure I got the right ensemble. Another just really, truly comes from a brilliant family. He's brilliant himself. He plays violin very well, but he's also a trombone player in the Jazz Band 1. He sings with vocal point. He's going to the University of Washington next year to study computer science and environmental science, and that's Altai Sarakaya. Morning tennis player extraordinaire, viola player, a great student with a great sense of humor, going to the University of Portland next year to study biology with a forensics focus, so watch out, don't do anything wrong. Viola player, Kent Scholar. Another vocal point member, she's the orchestra mother. Her nickname is Susan Anderson. I don't know how that started. Oh, she's the daughter. I don't know. They have this Anderson family thing going on. It's really interesting. A little weird. But that's what I like about this class. They're awesome people. Annika Simpson is a member of Vocal Point also. She's going to Belmont University in Nashville next year, although she's undecided what she wants to major in. She figures it's going to be something in the humanities, and I know that whatever she does, she's going to be mighty successful at it because she's that kind of person. Cello player, Annika Simpson. Another really fine cello player is going to the University of Washington to study computer science, cellist Ryan Sun. This next young lady is a fine soccer player. I think she's getting some money from St. Michael's in Colchester, Vermont. She's thinking about studying pre-law. She's a very good cello player as well. Senior Maggie Taylor. This next young woman I've known since she was a little tyke because she used to come to work with Mom in the summer. And I saw her grow up and become quite a wonderful human being, a wonderful young lady. She's going to go study at Washington State University, studying possibly marketing. She's a viola player. She's a senior. We're going to miss her, Greta Tradle. We have scholars and athletes and great musicians, unbelievable talent in this orchestra. This next cello player is weighing track offers right now. She wants to study biomedical engineering. She's been our soloist with the orchestra several occasions. She's been principal cellist on several occasions. And we will miss her, senior cellist Marika Vischer. And that's all, right? I know. I saved this young lady for last. She's going to Western Washington University. She's going to study biology with a focus on pre-med. She's been a section principal. She's been an outstanding citizen, not just in this orchestra, but throughout the school. She's a marvelous athlete, a great sense of humor, an awesome work ethic, and just rides the waves, ups or downs, it doesn't matter. She just doesn't give up, and she's been actually quite if I had to say student support person, that would be a good example, because there have been times when, as you all know, it's not been easy in this job, but Haley always comes with a big smile on her face, asks me what's wrong if I've got this frown on my face, or how are you doing today, or if I'm sick, she brings chicken soup and hand sanitizer and all sorts of stuff. But to be honest, really, you couldn't find a better person than Haley DeRosier. She's just, we're going to miss her a lot, just for her presence and her quiet, well, not always quiet, but her leadership. And I just want to say thank you to you in the form of being this year's Conductor's Award recipient, Haley DeRosier.